Hello, this is George Flores, and this is Class 2 on Fundamentals of Cinematic Sound Design for Pixel Arts, Film, Documentaries, Video Games, and Animation. Today we'll be working on this clip. We'll start by looking for a suitable sound for our background in Soundly, Warehouse Ambience. Let's see what we have. And we're starting now with the background of the ambience. So let's have a look. There's a big light that occurs at some point. We'll emphasize that as well. I'm going to look for diffuse metal sounds. So here, for those metallic sounds, I'm going to introduce now the concept of equalization. I'm going to bring up treble and reduce the bass. It will sound considerably more metallic. You can hear it now already. I'm going to find some sci-fi general atmosphere. Let's see what we have. That sounds okay, but it's not long enough, but that's fine. We can use it and maybe do a couple of repetitions of it. So let's listen to that. Again, we solo that. So like that. Now it's ending here, and we have more space to go. So I am going to now give you a tip for something we can do. I'm going to copy this sound all the way down here. So this one will end. There's a copy that will start. I'm going to bring that back a bit. I'm going to pitch shift it and change the speed of it. And now I'm going to crossfade these two. So the normal ambience that I just got first, the sci-fi plays up here. Then the new one will take over. So I'm going to repeat this one and bring it up here and fade it into the last one. So let's try and see how this sounds. There's a change. And back up. Okay. For the light, so let's look for an electric switch. All right, so I have some switches here. We'll start with this one. Place it at the moment that we see that the light is gonna just about to come on. Now, here is a tip that I'm going to give you, another way of approaching this. Take this switch and copy it, and I'm going to burn reverb to that track. So I'll go to my reverb plugins here, burn it, and let's listen to the switch by itself. So now if I put everything on, let's see how that sounds. The next thing I want to do here is I want to add the sound of electricity and water that may be running along those side pipes. A high voltage type of sound. So electric. We can certainly use this. Let's bring it in and see how that sounds. It's a power tool, so let's see how that sounds anyway. Let's remove the part of it and just use the sound of the power tool spinning Let's just see if this adds the sense of being industrial, sort of sci-fi type of place. So let's bring that up here, put it together with all the other sound design tracks. Here we are. Let's go back. And now let's put everything on, all the tracks. Bring the level of that up a little bit. Bring the level of this sci-fi ambience down a little bit. So let's find empty subway tunnel. So now I am actually going to set up a reverb so that I can listen to how this sounds with reverb. I'm going to look for large dark. Let's add the subway tunnel. And now let's add the other background sounds. Now let's look at the character. Here are some footsteps in the mud, so if we keep them low, they'll have a reptilian quality to them. Carefully lining up each footstep to the movement, by also editing the footsteps themselves to separate the heel and the toe. Move this to the left a little bit. He puts the foot down, and then maybe this one we're going to push it to the right. So looking only at the very first footstep. Now let's look at the next one, which will be looking at his shoulder. Here. Now this one needs to be separated so the heel and the toe are apart. We just need to make a crossfade here. Take a little bit of this here to fill in the bottom part. Let's listen to those now. And again, we're looking at his shoulder to put the foot down. Would be here. Fade here. And let's just listen to them with reverb. We're going to find some leather crunching because his body would have some kind of leathery noise. Now we need some breathing, something like Now let's play that along with all the footsteps that we've created. When he starts to open his mouth, we could find some kind of a type of sound. So we're looking for monster. Let's try a growl. So we can maybe try and use one of those and see how that works. Let's add an intruder alarm. We're going to look for something that we can use on his body to make it a little bit more watery, that kind of sound. So let's just bring that sound in. And this is actually a rubber suit, the sound of a rubber suit. So let's just put it in. That's good. Let's duplicate a bit more. Liquid texture on top of him. So he has more of a watery movement. Okay, so that is just initial design for this type of monster.